Hey guys, it's Linear. Sorry for the almost 2 week break. My wrists and forearms were in quite a lot of pain, so I couldn't really play PoE. Partially from grinding and partially from bouldering, but I'm starting to feel quite a lot better. So just a disclaimer, make sure you're taking breaks and taking care of your wrists and that your setup is ergonomic. Um, Anyways, this video seemed to be in demand, so I just recorded some footage about T17s and Ubers, as well as some simulacrum footage. The footage definitely isn't the best, and I think I face tank a few mechanics in the Maven fight, but it is what it is, and hopefully it gives you enough to go off of. Skip later on into the video if you want me to see me talk about the POB and other build choices I make. I'll leave timestamps in the description, and the POB has a lot of crafting notes, so please read those. Hope you enjoy.
Death will never come for an immortal. Kolamak! Feel death's breath. Your soul burns for me. Kolamak! Arise, my children. Feed! Your soul burns for me. Give your soul to me. Kolamak! Mortal.
That's the trail.
Put on a good show. Resist the assault. Time to up the stakes. Time to up the stakes. Mortal flesh is so fallible. Grasp your mortality tightly. Oh, a glorious spectacle. The prize piece comes to join my collection. Take this. Cascade of pain. Do whatever.
Pain will be returned tenfold. Space aligns. Behold my collection.
scurry. Stand still.
Death made real.
A cascade of pain. Why?
Resistance will be punished. Time contorts. Scurry, scurry.
My irritation is growing. Death will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. Stand still. Do what I say.
Death made real.
Stand still. How?
Stop resisting. Reality bends. Punishment inescapable.
Arrogant toy. Death will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. A cascade of pain. Stand still. A cascade of pain. Do what I say.
I require aid!
Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something.
will not be made a fool.
Alright, hopping into the POB. Well, why did we go Trickster? What are we doing? How is this build scale? And why did I choose build in general? So basically the main idea is we're taking Escape Artist to scale our maximum energy shield, which is +1 maximum energy shield per 6 evasion on equipped body armor. With a really good body armor, you're able to get over 3k evasion, and basically you can scale a lot of energy shield, especially with the changes in 3.25 with quality and new bases. Even the Tanksha changes, as I'll show later on, and the endurance charges changes make quite a huge difference, as well as the introduction of Light of Meaning to the core pool. Basically, we're taking Ephemeral Edge. It says attacks with this weapon have added maximum lightning damage equal to the 20% of the player's maximum energy shield, and we have around 12.5k ES. And then we decide to go non-crit because basically the crit on this weapon is very low, but so is the attack speed, and that's basically the main reason why we're going dual strike with Ambidexterity, because it uses the offhand weapon attack time, so we can leverage something like Brightbeak, which has a very fast attack speed, and completely mitigate the downside of using Ephemeral Edge. And in fact, because we are going non-crit, we can actually have lightning damage is lucky from Voice of the Storm, and that increases our damage quite a lot. And then we also go Precise Technique to get even more damage. So early on, you take one step ahead. This is before you have ailment immunity, but then the other nodes are pretty self-explanatory. Soul Drinker gives you a lot of survivability. You can basically face tank everything in the game with this. Attack speed is insane for our build, and we're stacking quite a lot of it. With Swift Killer and Endurance Charge Generation from our Warlord's Mark setup, we're basically able to sustain Frenzy and Endurance Charges for quite a long time, even through phases. And that's why I wanted to switch from one step ahead to this. And then obviously Polymath is generically good, especially in this build where we take quite a lot of different masteries. Yeah, and initially I was pathing through the ES nodes and basically pathing down here, but then because this tree is pretty stretched, we need all the points that we can get, so we just take these. You can go tattoos eventually if you want to, but that's like a very late game thing, and I wouldn't bother early on because int is still quite good. As for the Lethal Pride, all you really need is Intimidate on hit and Rage Generation. The one in this POB is actually really good because it also gives us Strength, Fire Resistance, and I think this node has double damage. Yeah, this is pretty absurd, and this might be best in slot, but you don't need one that's quite as good. Basically, we just path to more suppression. Salty is obviously good because we're hybrid. And then we eventually convert all of our evasion, and we get quite a lot of evasion. And we convert it all into armor using Iron Reflexes. A lot of people doing this build on PoE Ninja actually don't do this, but I chose to do it because I think it makes me really tanky. And we get 53k armor, like without flasks on. With flasks, it's 82k, and you can scale this way higher. I just choose not to. Like, for example, you can drop these nodes and basically go up to utmost intellect and grab the int mastery, and you should get a lot more int. And then with the evasion and energy shield mastery, our evasion rating, which is our armor rating, basically gets scaled. And this actually has a bunch of synergy with Mage Bane, because it says dexterity provides no inherent bonus to evasion rating, but the same thing is said for Mage Bane. So basically we get a bunch of free suppression as well when we path down here. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. We basically just get the Mark Mastery for Frenzy Charge generation, the Leech Mastery for Mana Leech, and Instant Leech, which gives us yes on hit. Obviously the pen is quite good here, and then we take Fizz Convert for extra damage. Here we take increased energy shield from our equipped helmet, and since we're using Escape Artist, this is also one reason why our armor is so high, is because we're taking this +5 evasion rating per maximum energy shield we can get with the new bases and all the buffs. My helmet has 533 energy shield, and you get a little bit higher than this. My helmet's actually quite good, but this becomes a bunch of armor. Obviously, you take CI and the aura nodes, just because we can fit all of our auras in. I actually have too much mana reservation efficiency, but it helps sustain the tincture. We path down here for more suppression. Clusters I'll talk about later, but we'll be stacking these. Obviously, we take the invert mastery, which is quite good. I see some people take the what is it called, like exposure on gloves, and I feel like we can just squeeze out more suppression, and then we can get exposure on Awakened Lightning Pen level 5. So I didn't feel it was necessary to do that. I put the light meaning here because I thought it was quite efficient, but I've seen other POBs do it. In this Jewel Saga here, basically we just path down and get more evasion and energy shield, suppression. Here we take the attack mastery. Now if you're going to farm a bunch of expedition, monsters cannot block your attacks is actually quite good. But yeah, +1 strike, and then we get +2 strikes here, if you know what you're doing with the implicit crafting. So that's +2 strikes, and then along with Tribal Fury from Anoint, our clear is actually not horrible. It's still not perfect, but definitely one of the downsides of the build. It is like true melee. Yeah, other than that, we're basically taking Ambidexterity as much as we can and stacking Quick and Deadly. Quick and Deadly is one of the most broken notables you can on like any build, especially for this one. What I mean by any build, I mean like any build that uses dual strike of Ambidexterity. Basically, each of these is like 15% more damage. It says, yeah, here it says like, yeah, 15%. What is this, like 3 mil DPS? And a lot of POBs will just basically stack a bunch of these. I only stacked one because I was quite point starved, but you can like drop this and basically change the tree around a bit. But this was more than enough to just like completely clear the game. So I only have 1, 2, 3, and I guess you can count this one because it's basically the same thing. But yeah, other than that, I'll just go through some of the gear choices. Make sure you have the implicit melee hits Fortify. That's how we're getting Fortify. You can also get it on body armor, but it replaces the Fizz taken as Chaos, which is a insanely strong mod because we have it on our helmet and our body armor. Basically, since we're taking no Chaos damage, this is completely mitigated. So like 20% of the Fizz damage we take is completely mitigated, and then we have endurance charges. So yeah, our Fizz damage taken is not bad. I go over all of the crafting for these in quite extensive detail. But if you have any other questions about the crafting, I even put a quick Eldritch Simplicit guide. You don't know how to do that. But yeah, I put even like links and stuff. So make sure you're following what I say, or I mean, if you know what you're doing, then don't even bother. But yeah, I put like what my timeless jewel. I'm making sure you're check all the other conquerors. What else? Yeah, so I chose to use, I guess one of the main things is Darkness Enthroned. This is just to get stun immunity, because I noticed I was getting stunned a lot and it's starting to piss me off. So I just get avoid being stunned here, and I get avoid being shocked here and avoid being stunned, and this along with Storm Shroud and where's my boots? Here allows me to get ailment immunity. So if I go here, I'm fully ailment immune and stun immune, which is really, really nice. Yeah, and this this jewel is actually quite good. But yeah, you can probably get better jewels than this. Chevron's Revelation, make sure you have quality on this. I'm not sure if I have quality on this PoB, but I'll make sure to add it after. Yeah, make sure you get defense quality here. As for the tincture, I have the flask disabled because the tincture adds like a stupid amount of DPS, and they will definitely, at least I think they'll nerf this because this is just stupid. This adds 10 million DPS, so our build does between, I guess, 20 and 30 million DPS, something like that. So yeah, this has really, really good uptime too. I think tinctures are just completely broken, and you can get a better tincture than this one too. So yeah, super, super broken, must use. Even if you're using Mage Blood, I would use a tincture. I can include a Mage Blood PoB just from what I found on PoE Ninja that I found alright. But I obviously didn't make it, so if you have questions about it, I'm probably not 100% sure, but I can probably explain to you. We need Corrupted Blood immunity, and we also need Bleed immunity, so that's why I go Steel Skin instead of Molten Shell or Mortal Call, even though we're generating Endurance charges and we have a lot of armor. But you can go either one of these if you really want to. As for the Watcher's Eye, I went lightning damage and movement speed, but Wrath Pen is also really good, Suppress is really good. There's a bunch of other options, just make sure you're looking out for that. Yeah, this jewel is really, really strong, but you don't need max fire and max cold on one jewel. This is just super overkill. I think I sniped this early on in the league. Yeah, the large cluster jewels are surprisingly easy to craft. You just spam fossils, and then yeah. As for the skills, volatility works really well with Voice of the Storm, and then yeah, the best is like pretty standard. Vol Smite really helps our clear, and the buff is really nice for both Vol Smite and regular Smite, because it gives us chance to shock. In our config, I only have 5% chance to shock here, and 5 rage. You can adjust this because we actually can ramp to 30 rage if you, and you'll notice for some bosses I'm hitting for much, much more than 5% shock, but this is obviously to not PoB warrior. Yeah, Warlord's Mark, inspiration just for mana, but you probably don't need it. Yeah, I talked about Steel Skin. Frostblink, I just like this for mobility. I put this in every single mobility setup and every single PoB I do. Leap Slam, Endurance Charge on melee stun is nice during mapping, but you know, not 100% necessary. And then of course our auras. I think that's about it. If there's any other questions, you know, feel free to leave them down below. I don't think this is like the best version, but this is, you know, what I used to basically clear the game very easily, and this is what I did to League Start. If you look at my account name, I think I can leave it down below, and you can go through the PoE Ninja progression from like day 1 to week, what are we, 2 or 3? So yeah, feel free to do that. I'll leave, oh, right, I guess I should talk about leveling. After second lab or third lab, probably third lab, I would switch. But you can also just level as Poisonous Concoction to like level 90 and then swap over to CI. Make sure you have like quite good body armor. This is like a huge amount, or yeah, a huge amount of ES, but you should probably have like decent pieces all around. And the ring really helps as well. This is a bunch of flat ES. So yeah, that's about it. I can leave another, I think Lily posted a video about leveling cheese with like wolves and envy, but yeah, other than that, that's about it. I hope you guys are enjoying the league and enjoying the shipments and stuff. I have a few builds planned for the future, but I have no idea how they'll go because they're just like random garbage I thought about. So yeah, I'll see how it goes, see if I upload more stuff this league, and hope you guys have a great day. All right, see ya.